Welcome to Cabral House Call. I'm Stephen Cabral, board certified naturopathic doctor, and today we're back answering more of your questions. Let's get right into it. What is our first question? All right, Mary is asking, what is a natural way to get probiotics? So basically, how do you get them maybe from your food instead of from a capsule? So perfectly valid question. One of the things you should just there are many different ways to get them, but one of the things you can think about is most, or at least a lot of fermented foods contain natural probiotics. So you could look for fermented vegetables. Fermented carrots and ginger is a really nice one. I would check that out. You can get, a lot of times you get them locally at markets. Another one is kimchi. So a lot of people use that in Asian-based cultures. It's a nice spicy one, so if you like that with your food, it also helps with digestion. You can look into kefir if you don't have an issue with milk. Now, again, kefir is typically lactose-free, but some do contain lactose, but that doesn't mean you can't still be sensitive to dairy in general. So you could look into that. That would absolutely work. You could look into like a lassi-based drink, which is like an Indian digestive drink. You could look into certain types of yogurt. I'm not a huge proponent of a lot of yogurts, but there can be some good ones, especially made from like sheep's milk or goat's milk. What else could you look into? Even they use basically like young coconuts and they turn that into its own little fermented or probiotic based coconut drink. That is really nice for a lot of people. You could do an almond milk or a coconut milk based yogurt, which is going to be fermented with probiotics as well. So look into those. Kind of the contraindications would be a dairy based issue. You certainly wouldn't want to be using the kefir or a lot of the yogurts. You might have a nut allergy or lectin based allergy, and so again you would want to stay away from the almond based yogurts with that. And the only other one that I find is an issue is when people have allergies or histamine based issues. People think there's an all for one. There's not an all for one. If you have real histamine issues and you have real greater mast cell production and cytokine production and you get itchy eyes and hives and those types of things, fermented foods probably aren't going to be your best friend for right now, since they do contain larger amount of histamines, and they're also histamine liberators, which allow for more basically accentuating the cytokine production or mast cell production. That just means you're going to have more allergies. So what I would say is check out those for natural probiotic foods. Test them out one at a time. See which one works best for you. Hopefully that answers that question. Next question. All right, so Ethan asks, what are the benefits of massage beyond relaxation? So a lot of people are asking, and I guess they're starting to learn that massage used to be thought of as simply luxury only. Like, oh, I want to go to a spa day and get a massage. But massage has been used for, we know of, at least 6,000 to 10,000 years, possibly more. Again, we just don't have records of that really beyond that. And it was used for manual lymphatic drainage, which means that your lymph system, that you'll hear me talk about more and more, is like the epicenter of your immune system and your health. That's what essentially cleans all that cell waste and fat digestion and white blood cells and immune cells. And it only gets moved. Your lymphatic system isn't like your heart and lungs, which pumps your blood. That's an automatic pump. Your lymphatic system moves when you're walking, exercising, or really getting a massage, or maybe rebounding, things like that. So when you get a massage, it moves that lymph, so it actually gets that waste moving through your body. Really, really healthy for that. It also boosts circulation, so it moves oxygen to and from the cells. Really fantastic as well. So what I would say is, the last big point is that it calms the central nervous system. And that's huge for decreasing fight or flight response. Two more parts to this, because I studied so much Ayurvedic medicine overseas that I would be remiss if I didn't mention that in Ayurvedic medicine, massage is a form of medicine, because they are literally using it to decrease that stress response, but also they use what's called medicated oils. And now their medicine, keep in mind, is herbs. So they're infusing oils. You can get Ayurvedic oils like a Vata, a Pitta, or a Kapha oil, or specific oils that when you put in your skin, keep in mind your skin absorbs the oil. It absorbs a couple teaspoons of oil. Your skin is porous and it comes right into your bloodstream. So guess what? You're actually getting those herbs right into your bloodstream. So if you know a good Ayurvedic practitioner, they'll use those medicated herbs with you. And it is amazing for people with weak digestive systems and people who have wellness-based issues, or even want for weight loss. They can use anti-kapha herbs, heating herbs to boost your metabolism. I'm going to talk more about this because this is a really exciting topic in my opinion, and one that people need to take more advantage of and understand that massage is way beyond a luxury. It is a self-care procedure that you can even do at home with self-massage. And we'll talk about that, just using like a sesame-based oil and doing like a 5-minute, lymphatic massage for yourself before you maybe get in the shower. So great question. Let's talk more about that. And the last question for today. Wendy asks, what type of yoga do I like? So I've been practicing yoga for many years. Like a lot of people, I don't get to practice as much as I would like. But what I would say is this. Yoga in the United States has turned almost into a form of exercise or competition, and that's never what it was meant to be. As Americans, we love to compete. We like to take whatever it was and just take it to that next level. Well, yoga was a form of essentially meditation, moving meditation, of breathing, and of medicine. It's a practice in Ayurvedic medicine, and it's used to move the breath, it's used to move oxygen, it's used to calm that central nervous system. And then they're actually, believe it or not, this clinical yoga, and again, I'll get more into this as well. There are specific yoga poses that help with actual diseases and ailments. So now, do they cure the disease? No, because we don't cure any diseases. We rebalance the body so the disease can't exist. And that's what it works to do. So we say, well, how would that possibly work? Well, it works because you can actually do certain rotation motions to stimulate the liver and stimulate the gallbladder and those types of things. So we know those things work. So that's how that works. So, okay, getting back to what, before I go off on a tangent, what's my favorite type of yoga? My favorite type of yoga is Hatha yoga. So Hatha yoga is a slower form of yoga meant on focused on the actual stretches and flexibility, but focused on back on your breathing. We do too much go, go, go. And if we do more yoga that's go, 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 how is that balancing that? We have to take our fight or flight, absolute go all the time stress response and balance it with a softer modality, which would be Hatha yoga of Tai Chi or Qigong, one of those types of, and there are more things than that. So that is my favorite. Now, is there anything wrong with doing a hot yoga or a vinyasa or an ashtanga? No, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I would actually consider those more like exercise-based practices than a balanced practice. Now, keep in mind as well, the better you get at a Hatha yoga or a Ashtanga, that it actually can become more relaxing for you because you've just kind of met your poses, you know what you're doing, you're really good at them. So that's kind of a different story as well. I think yoga is a little bit specific for the person. If yoga is leaving you taxed and worn out, probably not the best choice for you if you're looking to have it as a balanced program to balance your lifestyle, your lack of sleep, your stress, and your exercise. So that's why I choose Hatha yoga, and it's what I very much enjoy. But of course, I still partake sometimes in a hot yoga or things like that, just because I enjoy them. They're fun, and there's nothing wrong with doing exercise that you enjoy yourself.